Now at 10, the Joplin City Council considers plans to change up a busy intersection. Plus, we'll hear from local health officials about an increase in COVID-19 numbers following Thanksgiving, and why Webb City's Polar Bear Express won't be running for at least a couple of days.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A sometimes problematic Joplin intersection will soon see some changes. This is KOAM News at 10. The Joplin City Council tonight voted to amend the 32nd Street Community Improvement District to add property that includes the 36th Street and Range Line intersection. The amended petition also includes improvements along 32nd Street near the new Hammonds Boulevard. The amendment passed on an emergency basis. Some road work began today in Joplin. Country Club Drive from 26th Street to 32nd Street is closed through Friday as crews fix sewer lines under the road. Crews also began preliminary work on the 32nd Street widening project, causing some lane closures on that road. Checking in with Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather. And boy, Doug, it is a cold one out there tonight.
It is a cold one. Temperatures for us today in the afternoon, we only made it up into lower 40s for afternoon highs. Now it says 47. That's a midnight high. But the afternoon, we're about 40 to 41, so about 10 degrees below where we should be for this time of the year. It's going to get even colder for us during the overnight hours tonight. Now, one good point of news, I guess, would be we've gotten some mid and upper level clouds streaming in. So what this does is holds in whatever little amount of heat that we actually have across the region. We're not really going to get anything from these clouds, but it'll keep our overnight lows into the mid 20s as this weak little wave passes by to our north over the next 24 hours. It's cold right now, 30, 31 degrees across the region, and by morning I think most of us 26 to about 27. A little bit better for us tomorrow into the upper 40s, so we're going to be looking at that and actually a pretty big warm up later on this week. We'll check it all out here in just a bit.
Catch you then. Thanks, Doc. A Joplin man is arrested for kidnapping another man. Joplin police say Benjamin Bartlett held the man at gunpoint in the back of a car and refused to let him leave. Officers found the vehicle and gave chase. They say eventually Bartlett left the vehicle and ran, but was caught. He's charged with second-degree kidnapping, resisting arrest, and armed criminal action. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt has denied clemency for a death row inmate sentenced to die for the 1985 shooting death of a Putnam City school teacher. Stitt's decision clears the way for Bigler Stauffer II to receive a lethal injection on Thursday at the Oklahoma State Penitentiary. It comes despite a 3-2 recommendation from the state's Pardon and Parole Board that Stauffer's sentence be commuted to life in prison without parole. Stauffer has maintained his innocence in the attack on Linda Reeves and her boyfriend Doug Ivins that left Reeves dead and Ivins seriously wounded. The body of the late Senator Bob Dole of Kansas will lie in state in the U.S. Capitol on Thursday. Dole died yesterday at the age of 98. The former Republican presidential candidate and World War II veteran served in Congress for 36 years. Dole shaped tax and foreign policy and worked vigorously to help the disabled, spearheading the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly has ordered flags throughout the state flown at half-staff through sunset Thursday in honor of Dole. Oklahoma voters registered as an independent will again be allowed to vote in the state Democratic Party's primary elections. State Election Board Secretary Paul Zirak says the Democratic Party has sent notification that it will allow independents to vote in the party's 2022 and 2023 primaries, just as they did in 2020 and 2021. Zirak says the state's Republican and Libertarian parties have until December 15th to decide whether they'll also allow independent voters to cast ballots in their primaries. Still ahead, as scientists continue to study the new Omicron variant, health professionals across the country take action to curb the spread of the still dominant Delta variant. And we'll look at some local COVID-19 numbers following the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. COVID infections are quickly rising in the U.S. There are now more than 100,000 new cases per day and 1,100 deaths as a new variant continues to spread. Skylar Henry reports on the day's developments from Washington.
We're going to do this so that every employer is on a level playing field.
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio announced the first vaccine mandate in the country that forces all private businesses to require their workers to get vaccinated by December 27th.
We are not going back to what happened in 2020. We cannot allow that to happen.
The mandate affects 184,000 businesses. The city will also require children between the ages of 5 to 11 to show proof of vaccination for indoor dining, fitness, and entertainment venues. Some parents are against the new rule.
I think it's tough because I think everyone has their own right as their child, and they should have the right to do what they feel is right with their child.
New York City's mandate was unveiled the same day a new U.S. international travel rule went into effect. Everyone, including vaccinated Americans, must get a COVID test within 1 day of their flight back to the U.S. The Omicron variant has now been detected in at least 18 states, including Louisiana, where 17 COVID cases were identified on a Norwegian cruise line ship that docked in New Orleans over the weekend. Norwegian says one case was the Omicron variant, a crew member from South Africa who was isolated the entire trip. Passengers on board say they weren't informed about the outbreak.
We heard when we got to port and had cell phone service and saw the news.
Health officials say the best way to protect yourself from the new variant is to get vaccinated.
All of the vaccines have shown some degree of cross-protection in terms of virus-neutralizing antibodies, so I would expect the same will be true of Omicron.
The Delta variant is still the dominant strain in the U.S. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
The Norwegian cruise ship went back out to sea last night. We're getting a look at COVID numbers in the area following Thanksgiving. Local health officials say they were anticipating an increase in COVID cases after the holiday, and that is exactly what they saw. In fact, they saw increases in nearly every county in our area. However, there was also a corresponding increase in PCR COVID tests. Numbers were low during Thanksgiving, but jumped significantly on the Monday following the long weekend. Newton County officials say despite the increases over the holiday, they pale in comparison to numbers at the same time last year.
Yeah, last year, November 24th, day before Thanksgiving, we actually had 454 active cases. This year, we have 62. So even though we've seen an increase in the numbers around the Thanksgiving holidays, they're nowhere near where we were last year.
Bergner says he's hopeful that people getting vaccinated and just natural immunity from those who have been sick will also reduce the future strain on our local hospitals. And of course, he continues to urge everyone who's eligible to be vaccinated or to get a booster shot to do so as soon as possible. The Oklahoma State Department of Health reports that the rolling average number of new coronavirus cases each day in the state has again topped 1,000. The average number of new cases daily during the past 7 days reached 1,036 on Friday. The department does not report case numbers during weekends. The 7-day average number of new cases last topped 1,000 on October 22nd and had fallen to 561 on November 10th. The department reported a 3-day average of 552 people hospitalized with the virus after the number topped 500 on Thursday for the first time since late October. Later, some Joplin cross-country runners sign on to run at the next level.
Plus, it looks like a pretty cold night for us tonight. When are we going to start to warm back up? We'll check that out coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a cold day for us today. Temperatures struggling to warm up as we had the strong cold front that passed through during the overnight hours for us last night. Gave us some scattered thunderstorms, especially along and south of I-44. Then finally, we got some sunshine back for us today, and we did go only into lower 40s, which is about 10 degrees below where we should be for this time of the year. Upper 30s to lower 40s across the region. Now we've been dropping back. Most of us are upper 20s to lower 30s. What is helping us out a little bit for us tonight are the winds are starting to switch out of the east. We've had kind of a northerly wind all day long, ushering in that cooler air, but you can see over the past few hours, the wind's switching out of the east and eventually out of the south by the time we head into morning. On top of that, we have some clouds, mid and upper level clouds that are starting to stream in. That will keep our temperatures up just a bit. Outside, 7th and Rangeline currently at 31, easterly winds at about 5, humidity is sitting at about 61%. You can see those clouds pushing through the region, very thin mid and upper level clouds, no rain or snow below them, but we are going to have mostly cloudy skies tonight. You can see the clouds all the way back through Kansas and also parts of Nebraska. This is due to an upper level wave that is shifting across the northern parts of the plains. Because our jet stream has been really from the Pacific Northwest into the Central Plains, we can't tap into any Gulf of Mexico moisture. So we haven't gotten any big storm systems. Finally, the jet stream is starting to buckle a little bit out across northern California. That part of the pattern is the trend for the next couple weeks. We'll start to see storm systems digging a little farther out to the west, and that will give us potential for bigger storm systems really from late this week and then continuing through about the rest of the month. But overall this week pretty quiet, really. Just a lot of clouds pushing through for us tonight. Temperatures mid-20s by morning, mostly cloudy skies through the morning hours. Here's about the noon hour, sitting into lower 40s. I think most of us a little bit warmer for us tomorrow. We should go into the mid to upper 40s. Here's your day planner, 27. So a cold start, 43 by noon, high temp at 47. Southerly winds at about 5 to 10. By late tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, we may get a few random sprinkles, maybe a few random flurries into tomorrow evening. Does not look like a big deal, but something I'll keep my eyes on. We clear out late tomorrow night, and then Wednesday, we finally turn the corner and we get into the upper 50s for highs. By Thursday, we get into the upper 60s for highs. By Friday, we go near record highs all the way up into lower 70s. Another strong cold front. This slides in Friday night into Saturday morning. We may get a few showers with it. Most of the moisture is going to be east, and then we turn much colder once again by the time we head into the weekend. 47 tomorrow, 58 Wednesday, near 70 on Thursday, 74 by Friday, and then cooling right back down by the time we head into the weekend. But not much in the way of rainfall this week.
That's one good thing anyway.
Yeah.
It'll be chilly, but...
yeah, and for the Joplin Parade tomorrow, looks okay. It's just going to be chilly.
Thanks, Chuck.
Yep.
Hey, a Webb City attraction that's become a tradition for a lot of four-state families is temporarily closed. Webb City Parks and Recreation says the Polar Bear Express trolley jumped the track, and while they were able to get it back on, it's going to be a while before it runs again. The group night Polar Bear Express tomorrow night is canceled. Officials aren't quite sure when it's going to be up and running again. They hope to know more tomorrow. Our annual Toy Box campaign is underway. Each year we ask for donations of toys or money to buy toys to give to area kids in need. All of your donations can stay in the county where you live. You can find a list of the toy drop-off locations on our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Or you can make a monetary donation by phone during our Toy Box Tuesday telethons. That next one's going to be tomorrow on our noon, 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. news. A sponsor for the KOAM Toy Box campaign took some of the money raised so far and went on a shopping spree to buy toys for area kids in need. Miss Daisy's Home and Decor in Joplin did that shopping at Walmart. We sent photojournalist Ty Parks along to check it out.
Personally, I love Legos. My boys have always loved Legos, and so I just think Legos are fun. Oh, and also, it's just fun to choose something that you would want or you would like to see your kids get.
I love it. We're a local business. We completely believe in local, staying local, and giving back to our community. And this is right up our alley, and I love it.
I think it's really important because I want every child to have a good Christmas. So I feel like this was a great way to be able to do that.
KOAM Toy Box!
The Quapaw tribe helped one of the KOAM Toy Box campaign toy distributors. Ottawa County Toys for Tots plans to help 700 kids in Ottawa County receive gifts this Christmas. To help make that goal a reality, the Quapaw tribe donated $30,000 to that program.
many families who thought they weren't going to have Christmas. So this check is amazing. I was scrambling trying to find the toys to handle the 700 children from Ottawa County, and now I do not have to.
The donation was made during a film premiere at the Coleman Theater in Miami. Coming up in sports, Carthage football dominates the COC Conference Awards, and 3 seniors signed this afternoon at Joplin High School to continue their running careers in college. Jacob Leonard has that and more next.
Doug Henning.
Well, today's a big day for a trio of Joplin High School student athletes. Now, those student athletes signed this afternoon to continue their careers at the college level. All 3 signing to run track and cross country. Now, 2 of them are going to stay teammates. Evan Matlock and Zabin Barnes signed today to run for the Missouri Southern Lions. The 3rd is Jenna Lee Dunn. Dunn is headed to Cornell to continue her running career. She's had a pretty decorated career at Joplin. She's got the best cross-country time in school history and 8 of the top 10 times in the Eagles record book.
It means so much to me. This is much more than I could have asked for. 3 years ago, I was not even looking at running in college. I was too slow, frankly, and just to be able to be at this level and have people believing in me, like, this is such an honor.
Over the summer, I kind of ran with some of them, being Evan Northcutt being a Joplin alumni, and their chemistry together was just outstanding.
For me, it was just the competitive aspect they have. They're ultra competitive. It's going to be a good fight, and they went to nationals this year. They're going to go to nationals the next few years. They're an amazing team.
The Oklahoma Sooners officially have a new head football coach. The school introduced Brent Venables today as the next leader of the program. Venables, no stranger to Oklahoma. He served as an assistant at OU from 1999 to 2011. He spent the last 10 years as the defensive coordinator at Clemson, where he helped the Tigers win a pair of national championships. Now, here he is today on how he'll run the show and what he's bringing back to OU after being away for 10 years.
I've been exposed to 3 college football Hall of Fame coaches. Coach Sweeney will be next. And what they've been able to pour into me, I've always been a sponge. You know, I'm taking it all in. So I've led my group, my position group. I've led defenses. I've been in front of the team plenty. It's something that's easy for me, something I love to do. I'm just passionate about people, and I am passionate about winning. I'm passionate about winning the right way and never compromising, those values.
The Kansas City Chiefs are one of the hottest teams in the league right now. The Chiefs beat the Broncos last night at Arrowhead 22-9 for their 5th consecutive win. Kansas City is now 8-4. They entered the day tied for the best record in the AFC. Now, last night, it's about the defense and special teams for the Chiefs, forcing 3 turnovers. Now, the offense was fine, not great. They finished with 267 total yards. Patrick Mahomes completed 50% of his passes for 184 yards and an interception.
Offensively, we did some good things, and then we had probably too many drops and penalties in there. And listen, that's my responsibility. I'll get that straightened out.
Obviously, we feel like we're not playing our best football. We have spurts where we're really good, and then we have spurts where we kind of have these we're not scoring. We're not finding ways to finish drives. So definitely as a competitor, you want to be better. But I think you win football games, you win football games at the end of the day. And so for us, if we keep winning football games, defense keeps playing the way that they're playing, when the offense, we really become who we know we can be, we'll be a hard football team to beat.
Well, the COC released its all-conference football awards over the weekend. The Carthage Tigers swept the individual awards. Head coach John Guidey was named the COC Coach of the Year. Junior running back Luke Gall was named the league's Offensive Player of the Year. That's not the only award for Gall. He was also named Co-Defensive Player of the Year. Now, he shares that award with this guy, his teammate Micah Lindsay. Carthage finished the regular season with a perfect 9-0 record this fall. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Craig Thompson served in the U.S. Army. His hometown, Joplin. And we are proud to salute Craig Thompson. He's tonight's four-state hero. Hey, how about a stay in the Grinch's cave high above Whoville this holiday season? Vacation rental management platform Vacasa is teaming up with Dr. Seuss Enterprises to bring you what they call the ultimate holiday getaway. It's a recreation of the lair belonging to the Grinch from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's located on a remote property outside of Boulder, Utah. It's massive, 5,700 square feet. Each room decorated just as the Grinch himself would like. It even has a music room complete with the Grinch's organ and his dog Max's drum set. The kitchen is stocked with essentials like Who pudding and Who hash, and in true Grinch fashion, there is no internet connection or TV. The kids might be really interested in this until you tell them that last part, in which they would say, I don't
I'll pass.
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
The weather, it's pretty cold out there tonight,
It is.
Doug.
Mid-20s for us tonight. 47 tomorrow, so still pretty chilly. We're going to have a lot of clouds. They even get some snow flurries in here by tomorrow evening. The atmosphere is very dry, but it may spit out some. And then 58 Wednesday, and then we press 70 again by Friday.
That'll be nice on Friday. Final sports notes.
We told you the Chiefs were tied for the top spot in the AFC coming into the night. The Patriots just beat the Bills to get to 9-4, so the Patriots are now the #1 seed. But they still have their bye coming up, so.
Regardless of who won that game, someone was going to be 9-4
Right.
tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you tonight with a look at the Carthage Christmas Parade. Don't forget our morning show. It starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.